Support WrestleTalk!
Donate on Patreon.
Hello and welcome to the WrestleTalk Super News. I'm Ollie Davis. Press the thumbs up button, give us a subscribe, and post a comment down below because I'll be replying to people in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6 from out of nowhere. We've got a huge show for you today with Vince McMahon upset backstage, a shock NXT call-up rumor, and speculation that CM Punk is on his way to All Elite Wrestling. But first, a huge Royal Rumble debut has been revealed. The official pay-per-view burger courtesy of the Chase Field venue. How the hell do you eat that thing? Meet the Royal Rumble burger. We put an 18-ounce pork bratwurst patty on a toasted onion roll. Then we added cheddar cheese, smoked bacon, crispy coleslaw, fried onions, and barbecue aioli. And then we topped it with fried mac and cheese wedges. What do you say to that, Daniel Bryan, trying to save the planet and promoting animal welfare like an absolute nerd? According to recent reports, though, Vince McMahon was hoping for even more beef at this Sunday's show. Meaty segue. After several months of lurking, Lars Sullivan was reportedly meant to debut on a recent episode of Monday Night Raw. But according to the Wrestling Observer, he suffered what is thought to be an anxiety attack and either never showed up or left the building on the night of the taping. WWE was said to be handling the situation very sensitively due to their experience with Mauro Ranello's mental health issues in 2017. The incident came at a potentially crucial time for Lars, as he was apparently planned to debut in a feud with John Cena, where it's speculated he'd take him out of the Royal Rumble match with an injury. Raja claimed to have more details on how the Sullivan plans have been affected backstage, writing Lars was actually scheduled to be in Memphis for last Monday's Raw, where he'd tape a non-arena segment with Cena, where Lars would basically beat him up. The segment would then have aired last night on Raw, the 21st of January one, and served as Sullivan's official main roster debut. But because Lars wasn't available once again, Vince McMahon grew upset last weekend and nixed the entire segment sometime before Raw. Whether he knew Sullivan was going to remain away or whether he didn't care, I don't know, but he was mad and scrapped it. There's still plenty of time between now and WrestleMania for Cena and Lars to start their feud though, but that depends on WWE not souring on Sullivan over these recent issues, and another NXT wrestler not getting his spot first. Velveteen Dream is so good at playing mind games with fans, sometimes it seems he's working WWE officials too. And everything from his Hulk Hogan-inspired outfit at NXT TakeOver War Games to writing "Call me up, Vince" on his bottom might finally be paying off. Following the reports that Lars wasn't available to start his feud with Cena, Dream tweeted, "One day the Dream will wrestle John Cena and everyone will rejoice. Remember this tweet," and then threatened he won't appear at all if his demands aren't met. He then locked his Twitter account, making only 5 tweets visible. Dream has wrestled on every NXT takeover since 2017's War Games, with many of his performances stealing the show, but he's without a match for this Saturday's TakeOver Phoenix. Barnburner's No Holds Barred podcast, however, reckons he'll have one the following night, claiming they've heard a rumor that Dream will enter the Men's Royal Rumble match. No Holds Barred have a very patchy track record when it comes to breaking stories though, so take that story with the same life-threatening pinch of salt as the official Royal Rumble burger's sodium content. Seriously, how is that thing still standing? As part of his usual pre-NXT TakeOver media call, Triple H actually addressed both the Dream and Lars situations, calling Dream a remarkable young man who's wonderfully gifted about getting buzz around himself, and revealing Lars is in a good place. Nothing has really changed, we're moving forward and you'll know when you see it. Speaking of the road to WrestleMania, Trips also gave an update on his potential status for WWE's biggest show of the year. All backstage reports pointed towards Hunter having a match against a returning Batista at WrestleMania 35, with them even shooting an angle for it on SmackDown 1000, but trips tore his right pectoral muscle at Crown Jewel in the progressive city of Riyadh, putting his Mania match in jeopardy. But just 2.5 months after undergoing surgery, Hunter revealed he was medically cleared last week to start training. He'd previously only been rehabbing for a few hours a day. It's still unknown whether this timeline means he'll be able to compete at WrestleMania. But we do finally have a high-up WWE official commenting on All Elite Wrestling, as Triple H also answered a question about his company's new potential rival. AEW is clearly something that we'll keep an eye on, and clearly they're out there doing their business. But we'll do what's right for our business, what's right for WWE. They're all business decisions, and we'll continue to monitor everything. And we say it all the time, but it's the truth. It's not just a competitor like that. We compete against everything. All Elite Wrestling co-executive vice president Cody Rhodes was just as professional in his recent interview on the Breaking Kayfabe podcast, where he was asked about trying to sign talent already contracted to other promotions like WWE. We try to be very careful about making sure we're not talking to anybody who's under a specific deal. Make sure they're aware this is why we can't talk to you. But we haven't really had to communicate with anybody on this level because there's so much fresh independent talent. So when you're legally unable to approach currently contracted WWE stars, you just get Joey Janella to do it for you. Replying to Dolph Ziggler's recent tweet, "Later, Marks," All Elite Wrestling star Janella asked, "Wanna join my backyard wrestling company?" Ziggler decided to play hardball, replying, "Kind of in talks with Zack Ryder's WTW at the moment. He's willing to put up his Greg the Hammer Valentine as a signing bonus. Can you top that? AKA, would you let me play your drum set or do some karate with you?" Janella had a far more alluring offer though. "I don't have a drum set, but you can bang my aunt." Business. There is some substance to the jokey exchange though, with PW Insider recently reporting Ziggler turned down an offer of a producer role backstage in WWE, and he could be done with the company as early as next Thursday, the 31st of January, which could just be a hot tag from Dolph leaving the promotion to a top New Japan star joining them. Or not, as the Royal Rumble means many things: nostalgic wrestling cameos, stars making their shock returns from injury, and everyone speculating Kenny Omega will be entering at number 30. And Omega's being the Elite co-star, Nick Jackson of the Young Bucks might have let the shock debut slip by posting his reply to a random fan in his DMs. "Yo, Nick. Too sweet emoji. Will Kenny be in the Rumble?" He specifically told me, "If you randomly message me, I should tell you." So here it is. Yes, he will be there to breach his contract and illegally wrestle for another company. Kenny is reportedly under contract to New Japan until the 31st of January, making it legally tricky to debut for WWE on the 27th. And besides, all reports point to him signing with AEW anyway, so CM Punk return confirmed for potential realsies for once. Redbubble is a site that lets sellers upload their designs for people to buy on t-shirts. But as is the way with user-generated content on the internet and entrance music and Mexican promotions, not all of that is going to be 100% on the right side of copyright. To combat this, the actual copyright holders are able to claim against any designs they feel infringe their intellectual property, legal blah blah, which happened to Douglas Hinckley's CM Punk Best in the World design. Hinckley posted on Twitter that Creative Ventures Inc. claimed his artwork violated their copyright on the subject matter of Pro Wrestling Tees and All Elite Wrestling. Pro Wrestling Tees is the Chicago-based company that officially sells CM Punk merchandise, so that reason makes sense. But the use of AEW in the subject matter has understandably sparked speculation Punk might be involved with the new promotion. 1 Hour Tees, which owns Pro Wrestling Tees, tweeted on the speculation, "For the record, I file copyright violations weekly at the same time for hundreds of designs on tons of bootleg sites, including New Japan designs, Bucks, Macho Man, CM Punk, AEW, Legion of Doom, etc. I'm not sure why this is news. People should stop bootlegging merch. That's news. It's never been mentioned the 200 other times I've included NJPW and CM Punk in the same DMCA takedown. Punk's going to New Japan too?" The connections between AEW and CM Punk can be traced back to last September, where Punk appeared at a Pro Wrestling Tees signing at the All In Convention Starcast. And Punk has alluded to Cody and the Young Bucks asking him to wrestle at that event, but an offer was not made. calling me up or texting me saying, hey, if you want to come to the show and do something, we would love that, is not an offer. That's not an offer. CM Punk return confirmed. While we likely won't get Punk or Omega entering this Sunday's Royal Rumble, we will see the start of WrestleTalk's Fantasy Predictions League on Patreon. You can now compete against me, Luke and Laurie in wrestling predictions by clicking the eye above my head now, where all our accumulated picks between this Sunday's Royal Rumble and April's WrestleMania 35 will be totaled up to find an overall Wrestle League winner. And if we get to 1,500 Patreons, we'll put on a live WrestleTalk wrestling show, which will film and put on YouTube for everyone. What could go wrong? Click the Patreon link on screen now to enter the Predictions League, get a load of exclusive content, and shout-outs on WrestleTalk videos. I've been Ollie Davis, and that was wrestling.